gang? Hey, man, another banger. Make sure you watch this one to the very end because I got a ton of gold nuggets. And I want to open you guys' eyes to exactly what it means to be a man and understand that there is an advantage long-term for men that women don't have. So make sure you watch this one to the very end. Ton of gold nuggets. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the CLG community sooner rather than later. And without further ado, matter of fact, 7-day free trial. All of my work is inside. Link is in the comments. Link is in the description. There should be no excuse for you not to at least start your journey in the right direction so that you can become elite sooner rather than later. And without further ado, let's jump right into this video.
So when you say one of your side chicks, does that mean you have a main?
No, I have about 4, and their rankings are number 2, 3, 4, and 5. The number 1 place is left open because I like life to be competitive.
Those are some gems, though. I like that.
Damn, I like that, though.
You getting Tom or Hugh Hefner?
Oh, life's a bitch.
Life's a bitch.
That's fucking amazing, bro. Damn.
So 2, 3, 4, and 5, you said?
Yeah.
I like how you got them categorized.
Oh, yeah. Well, the rank changes off and on.
So what determines that, though?
Who's 2 right now?
2 is a young lady that's graduated from Georgia State.
Fire.
Yo, I'm loving Tom. It's amazing.
Tom has got it locked in, bro.
Shout out to Tom. We actually got a guy that's like 60 that's in the CLG community. Fucking rock star. You feel me? He sticks to the process, sticks to the, you feel me? Sticks to the script, and he be out here winning for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with receipts to prove it, with video to prove it. You know what I mean? For all the guys that's in the CLG community, you know what I'm talking about. But here's the good thing about being a guy, right? So I was talking to this chick that I used to hook up with. She's married or whatever the case is. And she was just giving me some facts about life and stuff like that, right? And she was saying that, like, you got to understand, like, us as women, you know, we know that, like, there's going to be a certain age where the older we get, we're not going to be able to get the options that we, you know, could have got in the past, right? But she also said, but as men, it's never over for you. You get what I'm trying to say? Because she was just like, you got to understand, CJ, like, you think that you're older because she like a MILF. So I don't know what her age is. I think she close to my age. I think we're similar age, but her husband's old. You get what I'm trying to say? So her husband's like 50 something, and she like my age. But she met when she was 20, and I think her husband was like 40 or something. I don't know the age difference, but I don't know her age actually, but somewhere in that range, right? So she's like, see, you think you're old, but you got to understand, for men, it's never over. You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand that, like, my husband didn't really start understanding women until he got into his 50s. You know what I mean? And this guy, because she helps him get girls and stuff, they got an open relationship. She's like, throughout his 50s, she was like, there were several 20 plus years old hot girls that he was wrecking on a consistent basis. That was like low-key his like girlfriends outside of the marriage, just like she has her little boyfriends outside of the marriage, right? And she's just like, you at 50, you know what I mean, will be in a completely different, like she was comparing me to her husband. So she's like, you at 50, you can get anything you want. You know what I mean? Even now, like, you see how she basically was just hyping me up or whatever, but she was like, you see how you moving now? She was like, the older you get, as long as you keep leveling up, you will be surprised, like, how much better it will be for you. And sometimes us as guys, we get so caught into the right now, and we get so caught into the, you know, I'm not good enough now. I'm not good enough now. Will I ever be good enough? And things like that. And what ends up happening is the guy gets caught in his head, and it prevents him from ever taking the first step in the right direction. All you got to do is take the first step in the right direction and keep going in that direction. That's it. That's why I invented the CLG community. I'm 100% serious. Because if you don't pay attention. That's one of the hardest lines that Grant did actually say. I will give him credit there. But when you make that first step in the right direction, don't necessarily look to your left and right and see others. some guys are going to outperform you very quickly, right? Some guys, it's going to seem like y'all started together, but very early on, this guy is so far ahead of you that you like, damn, but we started the same, but he's moving so fast. Do not allow that to distract you. You have to understand the tortoise versus the hare. The reason why the story, the tortoise versus the hare, is so important is because it basically wants to break down the lifelong journey. See, you guys thought the story versus the tortoise versus the hare was a short race, was a race that had a start and finish, and the race was short. That is not the case. The tortoise and the hare was basically describing the lifelong race. The tortoise versus the hare was describing the lifelong race. And the lifelong race is slow and steady wins the lifelong race. They don't win the short, fame quick. They don't win that race, right? For example, there'll probably be guys on YouTube that probably started after me, have way more followers, way more everything before me, peaked quickly, made more money than me, whatever the case is. I don't even watch them. I don't even look at them. I don't even be like, oh, this guy, he just got on YouTube 5 months ago and he's already making $200,000 a year. What am I doing wrong? I don't even care. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I'm such a long-term thinker. I understand that slow is smooth. Smooth is fast. Smooth allows me to enjoy the journey. Smooth allows me to pick up the needed information and the gold nuggets along the way on my journey that pertain to me growing as a human being. Smooth allows me to consistently level up, heading in the right direction over a long period of time, opposed to short, fast crash. Up, spike, crash. Up, spike, crash. Tortoise and the hare. The hare was significantly faster than the tortoise. But the hare spike up, get distracted. Oh, I can win this race with my eyes closed. Let me take a little break over here real quick. Oh, let me do this. Oh yeah, let me get distracted over here. Oh yeah, let me look at this. Oh yeah, damn man, this shit come too easy to me. I don't really care about it. I got it too easy. You feel me? Meanwhile, the tortoise is not focusing on the hare. The tortoise is focusing on each step in the right direction. Each step in the right direction. Each step in the right direction. Until eventually, when it's all said and done, the end of the marathon, the tortoise finds himself crossing the finish line well before the hare or the rabbit. And that's what you guys got to understand, especially if you're men. You know what I mean? You can still continue to level up throughout your 80s and still have young, hot things on your roster. But guess what? A lot of men give up. A lot of men, we were just talking about this in the live Q&A. A lot of men eat, work, sleep, repeat. Eat, work, sleep, repeat. And then they wonder why their wives don't love them. Because they stopped chasing. They stopped thriving. They stopped doing the journey. How can your wife love you if she doesn't respect you? You gave up on hitting on girls. You gave up on staying sharp. You gave up on leveling up. You gave up on chasing your dreams. You fell into the rat race to oblivion. Meanwhile, somebody who did not give up on that, somebody who continues to level up each and every single year, that person keeps moving in the right direction, and the girls that are in their lives tend to admire them. I don't believe no girl wants to be the center of your universe. I believe they believe that they want that. But if you want disrespect from a girl, make that girl the center of your universe. I believe in my next video, I'm going to show you a clip. And that video is going to come out tomorrow. And it's going to be a guy. And it's a hidden camera on a yacht. and his fiance is going to be leaving the bedroom, obviously, adjusting her lips, leaving the bedroom in front of his best man and another girl. So his best man went down to the bedroom on some yacht and not only slept with his fiance, but slept with some other random girl right before he was finna marry her. And I'm going to break that video down more into detail tomorrow, but I just want to give you a heads up about that video. And the reason why I want to give you a heads up about that video is just to show you that when a girl knows that she's the center of your universe, she automatically loses respect for you because she doesn't actually want to be the center of your universe. When she knows that she's the center of your universe, she knows that you are a weak man. We have somebody in our live Q&As that basically, he keeps repeating that commitment is gay. Commitment is gay. Committing to a woman is gay. And at first, I didn't comprehend what he was trying to say. I believe what he was trying to say is the fact that you are mentally committed to one woman, all in all, makes you gay because that is against your nature as a man. And maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I believe he was trying to get across. Mentally, if you commit to one woman, it is against your nature as a man, which makes you feminine, which makes you gay in a sense. Right? Like, for example, even when I'm in a relationship, I'm never fully ever committed to one woman, ever. You get what I'm trying to say? I honestly don't think I ever will be. You get what I'm trying to say? Every time I've tried that, it ended wrong for me. And me and my mother, the more honest I am with her and the more of myself that I am with her, she finds herself wanting to call me more often. And it was so crazy that she's just like, she's been trying to combat with me. And I just been sticking to my guns. And my mom slipped up and said, you so goddamn hard-headed, just like your real father. And she said, oh, I just thought about your real father. There's a hurricane going there. Can you let him know that I'm praying for him and thinking about him? I said, what, Mom? And she said, oh, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. My nature reminds her so much of my real father. She finds herself calling me more often. She finds herself trying to have longer conversations with me. She finds herself, because this is what she does. She get on the phone. She tells me how bad of a person I am. I disagree with all of the facts. I say, hey, I'm a man. This is what I do. You know what I mean? And she tells me she really misses you. She really loves you. She still wants you. Like, she doesn't care that you cheated. She doesn't care. Like, she just wants you. And I'm like, hey, if she want me, she need to have me on my terms, not hers. And the more that I'm sticking to my guns, even the more respect that my mother is having for me. She tried to call me a coward. She tried to call me all of these terms that just flew off my back. It was just like water, you know what I mean? The fact that it didn't affect me, even my own mother gained more respect for me. And she was trying to say, I didn't raise you to be like this and this and this. And the fact, to be honest, and this might sound crazy, to be honest, I honestly felt like my mom's respect for her own son shot through the roof, because I honestly feel like women naturally do, whether it's your mother, whether it's your significant other, whatever the case is. I honestly feel like women naturally do these tests because they have to keep you sharp. It is the ultimate test of, are you still a man? And here's the thing. If you pass those tests by simply sticking to your beliefs and your guns and not going to her beliefs, that is the ultimate sign of respect that a woman can give you, because it's something that most men, especially in today's world, don't have, which is a backbone, which is a spine, which is masculinity. And it's something about that forces a woman to respect you Because at the end of the day, she finally realizes you've actually became the man that she always wanted you to be. But she knew that you couldn't become that man if she just told you, flat out told you, this is the man that I want you to be. It's almost like the ultimate mind fuck that very few people can pass, that very few people can overcome. The mind fuck that the woman does to the man is gaslight him into believing that he is somebody that he is not. And if he falls for my manipulation techniques, which may be natural to her, it may be just the way she operates. It might not be malicious. It just might be the way that women are wired. If he falls for my gaslighting, he is a weak man. Because a strong man will stick to his guns no matter what. It is the ultimate test. You understand what I'm saying? I told my mom straight up. I said, she's like, you gotta go get back, you gotta get your man. I said, nah, she want me to be monogamous. I don't think it's in me to be monogamous. My mom was like, I didn't raise you to be like that. What are you talking about? You gonna go back and you gonna do right by her. I said, no, I'm not. And I'm not going back. Sticking to my goddamn guns. The fact that I'm sticking to at first, this just happened now. The respect just happened now. My mom called me every name in the book. The first couple conversations. And we hung up the phone and I was just like, yep, that's why one of the conversations I said, yeah, this is why I don't talk to you that much now. She said, how come you never call me? You never call your mom? I said, well, if you're going to keep taking her side, I mean, you supposed to be my mom, not hers. So ain't nothing to talk about. That's why I don't call you. Oh, that pissed her the fuck off, right? But then she called me the next day. Then she called me after that. Then she called me again after that. And the tone slowly started changing. It started changing. It's just like, this is who he really is. And at first she was calling me all kinds of names. She was telling me that, oh, you not the son that I raised, or you changing, you something different, da-da-da-da. But she can't get enough of calling me. This is my own fucking mother. And you gotta understand, like, we want to go into psyche. You gotta understand. My real father said my mom was, at that time, was considered the hottest out of all of them girls in that area back then. But why? How come her being the hottest in that girl in that area? When my father broke down the story, my father said that when he met my mother, he was the wild, crazy Jamaican, unruly, did what he wanted. That's how Jamaica is. It's the island. You just are yourself, right? And one of the things about my mother was she never gave none of the guys in her city a chance. All of the guys in her city wanted her. This is one of the reasons why they tried to kill my father. You can watch this in the CLG community. I have interviews with my father. You can watch it in detail. It's in the CLG community. Join the 7-day free trial. You can watch that in detail. Me and him will be doing more interviews in the future because there's a lot more that he wants to get out as well. But there was a time where those people that went to my mom's school, that always had a crush on my mom, they tried to murder my father. If the gun wasn't, let's just put it like this. They tried to murder him with his own gun. The thing is, the gun was on safety and they didn't know how to take it off safety. So they kept trying to pull the trigger to kill my father. But the gun was on safety, so they couldn't kill him. You get what I'm trying to say? My father said if he didn't put that gun on safety, because they jumped him from the back, took his gun out of his pants and tried to kill him with his own gun. But the gun was on safety. They didn't know how to take it off safety. Isn't that crazy? My father wouldn't even been here to this day if the safety wasn't on that gun. It's sad to understand, sad to believe, but it's true. Those guys was trying to get at my mom back since high school. A Jamaican comes in and gets her. Why do girls like guys that are foreign? Why do girls like guys that are from different countries? I'll tell you why, because Miami is full of guys from different countries. They're naturally more aggressive and more masculine than the guys that live in the country. I hate to break it to you. They're naturally more masculine They're naturally more selfish. They naturally move to the beat of their own drum. They appreciate the structure, the roads, because they're from the slums. They appreciate everything. They appreciate how beautiful the women are here. They appreciate everything. You know what I mean? But they still have that masculine energy from their country where when they wanted something, they went and got it. There was no unspoken rules. There was no political correctness. There was no, don't say what you mean, and you know what I mean, and there was no brainwashing of the American media to these guys on these islands. Most of these guys, they was outside. They was playing soccer. My father was outside playing soccer, fucking girls behind bushes. You know what I mean? Just real gangster, naturally. That's how it was on that island. You know what I mean? You don't want to stay in the house all day because the house ain't nice. You know what I mean? How long you want to stay and sleep on concrete floors and, shower in just cold water, no heat, no hot water, no nothing. You use house, you go to sleep, and you wake up, you go outside. You naturally become masculine. You have that vitamin D, you have the natural earth, you out there, you playing ball, you doing stuff. And that's what happens is men tend to naturally be men when there's a lot less distractions. Because you got to understand the distractions are really called programming. They're programming you to be what they want you to be. And years and years and years and years of watching that type of programming, you become exactly what they want you to be. A doormat. A shell of yourself. Feminine. Men aren't built to be monogamous. It's not in a man's nature to be monogamous. It's in a man's nature to conquer. Your girl respects you for trying to conquer. And as a man, it's never over. For example, you can be 30, 40, 50, 60 years old right now, and it's never over. We have a 60-year-old guy that's a rock star in the group. He never threw in the towel. Because while you think that you're too old, there is somebody getting out of prison for the first time at your same exact age, having to start from scratch. And depending on if they have the right mindset, they can lap you. My father, he got out of the prison in his 30s. He went in when he was like 19 or 20. He had nothing. He had less than $30 to his name. He went they deported him back to Jamaica. He went to Jamaica with no money, nothing. He started a business from scratch. It didn't do well for years, He's trying to build it up, trying to make things happen. And he watched as people who were free the whole entire time. They were free. He just now getting out. He watched as he lapped all of those people and built the company that he built in Jamaica. And built one of the biggest events every single year that happens down there, which is called Galfest. He built that from scratch, and the whole entire city goes to that, and he raises a bunch of money at that event. Great food, great everything. It's just a terrific event. He did that, and he remembers watching as he was building that empire. He remembers watching himself lap all of the people that were out free the whole entire time. And they did nothing, and they still doing nothing. Still to this day. There was no growth. There is nothing worse as a man is to plateau. Now he's in his 50s. It's 20 years ago when he first got out. But still, while everybody else was plateaued, he was growing, taking steps in the right direction every single year. Which in Jamaican terms, he's like an American millionaire. So he's a Jamaican millionaire, multimillionaire. So he's like very successful in Jamaican terms. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like a guy getting out in his 30s. 20-year span, whatever. He was successful, years before that. But 20-year span, he just keeps growing. And he keeps watching everybody around him stay the same or do worse. Drop. And guess what? still vibrant, in his 50s, still slept with the hottest, youngest girls on the island. In his 50s, sleeping with fucking 20-year-old supermodels. There was a girl that when I went to Jamaica, I thought she was probably not one of the most beautiful girls in Jamaica. I thought she was one of the most beautiful girls, period. Like, I never seen a, like, this girl was gorgeous. Like, light-skinned, like, perfect body. Just a banger. You know what I mean? And my dad was like, oh, you like her? I was like, yeah, I like her. He said, oh, yeah, I had her in the office the other day, running through her. I said, you had her? He was like, yeah. I'm like, my dad is like in his 50s, and he's cracking, and that girl was like 20. I'm talking about, and she was American too. She was like, she was fresh, like, you could tell she's like, she goes to America a lot, like a fresh, like, just nice outfit. And he's like, yeah, she's back and forth here from America too. Like, she wasn't like a Jamaican girl in a sense. She like goes back and forth to America and Jamaica a lot. Gorgeous chick. My dad was cracking her. 50 plus years old. So the reason I wanted to show you that video, and I want to show you that old timer, that guy's 80. This is what I'm trying to tell you. As a guy, yes, the girls, they get all their fun through 18, through whatever age, right? Some girls, you know, they can still look hot if they keep putting in work. They can still look hot. Like Jennifer Lopez, they still look hot in their 50s. But after a while, their time's going to come to an end. But as a guy with the right information, taking steps in the right direction, and you continue to build your life, and you continue to take care of yourself and take care of your body, and you continue to make yourself the most masculine version of yourself as you possibly can, and you never give up, even if it's slow and steady, it's still moving in the right direction. It's still smooth, because slow is smooth, smooth is fast. One of the hardest lines I heard from the F1 movie. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You're going to get to a point in time where you're 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. And my question to you is, what type of 80-year-old do you want to be? Do you want to be the 80-year-old with a big old belly? Diabetic? Always got to take medications? Bedridden? Watch TV all the time? Everybody on the TV tells you to throw away your dreams. This is sad for me to watch. There are kids on the internet right now telling people that cold approach is dead, that you should not cold approach women. You should not, go for what you want. Basically, these kids are like 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, already giving up on life. Not knowing if they just start in that direction now, no telling what life will look like, not even in the next 5-10 years, in the next 1 to 2 years. Imagine being able, and then every single time you're challenging yourself to do more, to do better, to get more out of life, to get more women out of life. Every time you're challenging yourself to be better. So I'm going to end it on this. As a man, if you have ever been through a heartbreak or something severe enough where women have showed you their true colors, right? Where a woman has showed you that if you put her on a pedestal and you adore her and you love her more than she loves you, or you love her even more than you love yourself, she will ultimately make you pay the biggest sacrifice or consequences, or whatever the case is. And a part of her doing that is to kill that part of you. Her job is to give you the most pain imaginable to your psyche, because her goal is to kill the bitch that is inside of you. Now, you can do one or two things. You can ignore that and just be like, well, that was just that one girl. I gave her my heart. I loved her. I cherished her. She fucked my best friend. See, she wanted to ruin you in a sense, because essentially she's trying to tell you with her actions that your behavior is unacceptable. And because your behavior is unacceptable, I don't just want to break up with you and do you know what I mean? I don't just want to let you off the hook that easy. What I want to do is I want to show you how lesser of a man that you are, how much of a fucking bitch you are before this relationship comes to an ultimate end. I want to show you that I have little to no respect for you. I want you to contemplate killing yourself. And I want you to understand that your best friend, the one that we both complain about, is he's too cocky, he's too arrogant, he's this, oh my God, he's such an asshole. That best friend that I even helped you talk shit about behind closed doors, I'm going to give him not just my pussy, I'm going to give him the best in all of me that you could never get out of me. And I believe that you're such a bitch that I really don't give a fuck if you find out, because you're such a fucking pussy and you're so easily manipulated. Anything I tell you, you're going to believe. Matter of fact, she might go as far as trying to turn you against him, knowing that you probably might get your ass whooped by him. No, it was all him. He talked me into it. He didn't talk her into shit. Her respect for you was so low that she just didn't want to leave you. It wasn't gonna get that bitch out of you. She needed to humiliate you. And a rule that I've always had, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of guys, they're gonna listen to me say this and they're gonna be like, CJ, that can't be true, but it's very true. Contrary to what you guys believe, yeah, whatever, I'm a guy, right? I actually have a lot of respect for my main chick. So much respect for my main chick that one of my rules that I put on myself, which I didn't have to do, is never to fuck any of her friends or anybody close to her. No matter how sexy they were, and no matter how much they was throwing the pussy at me. And she had some friends that was throwing the pussy at me. Bad bitches too. That was always a rule of mine, never to touch your friends. Because me personally, that is how much respect that I have for my significant other. Now, a lot of people be like, if you have so much respect for her, you want to cheat on her. Shut the fuck up. You one of the guys that's probably getting cheated on. Like, most likely. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Those corny ass niggas that be on the internet talking about some, you have to cherish a girl and da-da-da. Those are the guys that's most likely getting cheated on. Let's just call it what it is. She does not have that much respect for you, bruh. She just doesn't. Unless her respect for you just so fucking high. And you making her think that you cheating. Or some along those lines. Unless and a lot of them niggas be lying, like them Derrick Jackson ass niggas. Them niggas be like, oh my God, you a piece of shit. And then they be fucking cheating any goddamn ways. So, them niggas be lying too. So, at the end of the day, going back to what I was saying, the girls, they try to teach you that your behavior of lover boy or being nice or being kind is unacceptable. She can't necessarily say it with her words because it's not politically correct, and girls have to be politically correct because that's their highest chances of survival since they're the weaker gender. So they know that if the men ever turned on them, you know what I mean, they got to be on their best behavior because they don't stand a chance. Men are better at everything, right? Men are better at shooting, men are better at fighting, men are better at killing, men are better at strategy. Like, there's no chance that they will be able to win. So they understand that they're the weaker gender, so their games are more manipulative. But they also understand that when they speak, they got to be politically correct because the group can't turn against them, because if the group turns against them, they won't be able to survive. That's why girls flock together. It's very rare to find girls alone because they need the group in order to increase their chances of survival. Herd mentality, sheep mentality, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? The only one that has a higher chances of survival with less or just themselves would be a man, right? You know what I mean? That's why the nomads, that these solo, travelers back in the day when the world was very, very rough and very, animalistic and things like that, the ones that could travel alone were usually men. Women couldn't travel alone, especially in those times. They needed a male's vision, protection, survival skills in order for them to survive. And a man would naturally do that. Even though him traveling with a woman slows him down, he would do that because that is in his nature, is to protect and to provide. It's in his nature to do so. You get what I'm trying to say? But I know this was a pretty deep video. I know I went hard on this video. What I wanted to really get across to you guys is understanding that no matter what age you are, no matter where you're starting, it's better to start somewhere. And from that starting point, understand it might take time, but here's where you need to start chasing and going after the life that you desire. You have to start taking steps in the right direction to build the life of abundance that you desire. And your life that you desire doesn't have to be the life that I desire. You know what I mean? I know I talk a lot about rotation chicks and that's my life. If you want to be monogamous even after all I told you, do it. Because you're being a man, you're moving to the beat of your own drum. Even outside of what I'm saying, you can still go about it. Now, like I said, we do have one of the members in the group that believes that commitment, fully committing to one woman, is actually gay. You get what I'm trying to say? And maybe I butchered what he meant by that. But at the end of the day, you move into the beat of your own drum. You know what I mean? Because here's what a man truly does. And here's how you get respect from your peers. Here's how you get respect from women. Is whatever your drums are, or whatever your viewpoint is, you get respect by sticking to it. That's where you get respect. If you blow with the wind blow you left, the wind blow you right, and you just flow with the wind and you get blown left, right, up, down, sideways, blah, 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 nobody can respect you because you don't truly have a real stance. You just go where the wind takes you. You go with what you feel is being told to you in a way. You don't even feel like it's right. You don't even know what's right. You don't even know what's wrong. You have nothing. Somebody tell you do something, you just do it. You a people pleaser. Stop being a people pleaser. Become masculine. Join the CLG community. 7-day free trial. What do you have to lose? After that, it's only $48 a month. They got dating coaches out here selling courses for $5,000 a month. They're not even that good. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on, bro. Stop making excuses. Put a little bit of money down. Pay attention. Learn. Grow. Become the best version of yourself. And get out of your own way. And start taking steps in the right direction. It's always so many people, they want to speed the process. We had a guy, he left the group, then he came back and he's like, yeah, I'm going to give it another shot. I started doing the process, but I'm not getting the results. So you quit? Is that what you do? That's not masculine. You know what I mean? Did Michael Jordan quit playing basketball when he wasn't good, when he got cut from the high school team? And I get it, the media tricks people. A lot of people will look at the end of somebody's career and then they'll forget that they also started years before you've seen them on the big stage. Now, somebody will look at somebody and they'll be like, oh my God, he's so good. Yeah, did you know that, there was a point in time where he was trash? Did you know that before he made it to that big stage, there was 10, 20 plus years of training that specific sport in order to get that good? In order to figure out all the nuances and never giving up and putting up a bunch of shots and things like that. Did you know it took him that long to build his confidence to that level to be able to perform on that stage in front of all those people consistently? Oh, but you don't care about that, huh? You just want it overnight. And if you don't get it overnight, you're going to quit. That's how people stay in the same spot for their whole entire lives. Every time they don't get what they want quick enough, they quit. A lot of people they be like, oh, Amazon is so big, it's so big. Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. Did you know he started it in 1994? Oh, I was 3 back then. This nigga was working balding in his motherfucking basement, where the fuck he was at, when I was 3 years old. But now that it popped, everybody like, I want to start an Amazon. I can do it. I want that. You know, Amazon. That's where it's at. Yeah, quick success. No. That's years of work. That's years of work. Years that you will never see. Because guess what? When he was building, when he was working, nobody knew him. Come on now. Y'all keep wanting that quick fix. Y'all keep wanting that fast hit of crack, cocaine, drug junkie motherfuckers. Slow down a little bit. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. It's going to be a long journey. You might as well enjoy it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you guys rush to the end just to realize, what did I do this for? It's a journey. The whole entire journey itself is supposed to be meant to be enjoyed. It's not one of those movies you just rush through and get to the end. You know what I mean? It's one of those, it's life. It's supposed to be enjoyed all the way through the end. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.